you said to me this morning that Ron's basically said to take a step back from me and that I prioritise time with Will and Tom over you, right?
And I would say just keep a little bit of space, see where he goes. Whereas I feel like Casey probably comes out and he looks for Tom and Will rather than Rosie. He needs a little bit of chase, so if she steps back a little bit, maybe he can chase her.
Like, he can look all he wants, but if he's not doing anything...
Oh, Rosie, come on now.
Saying stuff like that.
You said he stares at you during the day and he doesn't pull you for chats.
Rosie, you're saying it like he said something bad. He wasn't. He was offering you advice.
No, I know it was advice, but after what I had said about the fact that I felt like he had reassured me, I felt like then you were trying to, like, knock that by saying stuff like...
Are you joking?
Is this
actually a joke?
This is actually funny.
He was like, oh my God, no, like, I feel like I'm, like, always staring at you. Like, he was like, I feel like I always want to be around you and all of this stuff. So... And he said to me that I do really like you, and he is a slow burner, and I knew that like from the get-go.
I think the slow burner thing's a bit different because in here there's a bit of a, like, sometimes can be a bit of a cop out.
You said he loves being one of the boys, and how is he going to get to know you if it's never just you two?
That didn't quite work.
That is, you said it's not going to work on the outside if you don't spend time. Fucking roll the tapes then.
Rosie, come on now.
You said to me it's not going to work on the outside if you two don't get to know each other properly in here, and time is limited.
If you want to prepare yourself for the outside world, you need to get to know you a lot quicker. And the only way you can do that is by spending more one-on-one time with you. And like you say, if instead of staring at you all day, go and pull you for a conversation. Do you know what I mean?
And I felt like you were trying to put things in my head.
But you just cut. But what I said was that don't deep it. Casey spends a lot of time with Tom because, you know, that's what he does.
I don't spend more time with the boys at all.
I do feel like sometimes it's me that comes over to you more. But we've already spoken about that.
That's been squashed now.
I feel
like
then
has it been squashed because that's still in your head?
He loves being one of the three musketeers a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like you said, the fact that there's no one else in here. He can go anywhere he wants and he knows that he'll have you sort of thing, like there.
Yeah.
But that's just Casey, innit?
Well, guys, is Rosie lying? Now, that's all the footage we have. Of course, I have edited that footage side by side so you get an idea of the conversation that Rosie had with Lana and Ron, and then the conversation that they all had together, which went on in the programme for about 4 minutes and was very confusing. But that's basically all the footage. Obviously, we're at the liberty of the editors of Love Island here, so, you know, there's probably some more stuff that we haven't seen that might make this all a bit clearer. Thing is, Rosie is currently trending all over social media with people saying she is lying. And I think when you see the footage side by side like that, it's kind of like, well, she's maybe a little bit and he a little bit, but I wouldn't say she's just flat out lying. I think there's obviously some things she took away from that conversation which she is trying to quote back to Ron, but she's not quoting them verbatim. And unless she has absolutely perfect recall, I can understand why not. Like when she says, oh, you said on the outside world it wouldn't work unless we get to know each other in here, and he denies saying that, but he said something very similar-ish. He said, you know, if you want it to work on the outside world, you need to get to know each other here. So it's kind of like, well, it's horses for courses, isn't it?
If you want to prepare yourself for the outside world, you need to get to know you a lot quicker. And the only way you can do that is by spending more one-on-one time with you. And like you say, if instead of staring at you all day, go and pull you for a conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Some of the other stuff's a bit more murky. Like you can tell when she says, I needed to get reassurance from you about, you know, the fact that Casey had said, you know, I don't spend more time with the guys and I want to spend more time with you. And then Ron kind of looked at her and said, well, you know, the slow burner thing is a bit of a cop-out. And I think she feels that that wasn't the reassurance she needed.
I think the slow burner thing's a bit different because in here there's a bit of a, like, sometimes can be a bit of a cop-out.
But then, why is she looking for reassurance in Ron? Don't go to Ron for reassurance, okay? We all know Ron's history in this show. I would not take any advice from Ron. I just wouldn't. I absolutely wouldn't. So I don't think Rosie is the out-and-out liar people are making her to be. I think it's very much a thin line. I don't think she's kind of being really, really, really blatantly lying. And the villa seem to be accusing her of this, but I think that's a tiny bit unfair, because some of the things that she said, he did kind of say. And I think the way Ron and Lana are acting, like as if to blow it out of the water, saying, no, you're absolutely making it up. It's like it's a pantomime. This is ridiculous. We never said any of this. I don't really believe that. I think that's a bit mean, quite frankly. But then, there we go. The thing is, I just feel sorry for Casey. I mean, Casey cannot catch a break, can he? Whatever he does, he's always in the wrong. He's always in the drama. Do you know what I mean? It's like he gets with Claudia, he sees Rosie, he wants to go with Rosie, he upsets Claudia. He doesn't kiss Rosie because he doesn't want to upset Claudia. He eventually kisses her, Claudia gets absolutely mad, Claudia leaves the villa, now he's with Rosie and things are bad again. I just think Casey's got to be one of the unluckiest islanders in the show. And sometimes I just think, you know what, Casey, just go. Just one night when everyone's sleeping, slip out of the villa, get an Uber and leave. And enjoy your life, because I don't think it's worth it. I feel sorry for the guy, and maybe you don't, maybe you can't stand him, but there we go. So let me know what you think. Is Rosie really lying? Do you think this footage helps at all, or do you think I've manipulated to make it look like she isn't lying? Am I just as evil as the editors of Love Island? I mean, really, when you talk about evil, that's who you think of, isn't it?